Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and I'm from amandacrochets.com, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful Winter Wonderland scarf. This scarf measures approximately 7.5 inches wide by 60 inches long. However, you can always change up the chain amounts to make it wider, and you can always make more rows to make your scarf longer. I chose to make this scarf because I really wanted something for the holiday season and the winter season, which is why the Winter Wonderland scarf came to be. And this is a new stitch that I learned recently, and it is called the suzette stitch or the thicket stitch. And it is very beginner friendly, and it's only a 1 row repeat, and it provides a lot of texture. And then because you get that little bit of glitter in there, it makes it even more pretty. So let's begin today's tutorial on the Winter Wonderland scarf. So for the hook, you're going to need a size I 5.5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a tapestry needle. And I ended up using almost 2 skeins of this Hobby Lobby I Love This yarn metallic, and I used the color white. Now they do have other colors in this metallic line that you can use, or you can just go ahead and use the regular Hobby Lobby I Love This yarn. So let me get a little bit closer so you can see. So you're just going to begin making your slip knot, and you want to leave a little bit of a tail. Okay, so after you make your slip knot, you're going to go ahead and make an even number of chains. You can make any even number that you like. For my scarf, I ended up making 24 chains. So to make a chain, you're going to do yarn over your hook and pull through that loop on your hook. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Once you have your 24 chains, or any even number of chains that you like, you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet into the second chain from your hook. So the loop on your hook does not count, and you're going to count 2 chains from your hook, so 1 and 2, and in the second chain you're going to make a single crochet. So to make a single crochet, you're going to insert your hook into that second chain from your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and that is your first single crochet. Next, you're going to make a double crochet in that same chain. So to make a double crochet, you're going to do yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that same chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Next, you're going to skip 1 chain, and in the chain after that, you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet. So you're going to skip this chain right here, and in the chain after that, you're going to work a single crochet and a double crochet in that same chain. Okay, then you're going to repeat this all the way across until you have 2 chains left. So again, you're going to skip the next chain, and in the chain after that, you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet. Skip the next chain after that, single crochet, and a double crochet. Skip the next chain, and the chain after that, single crochet and a double crochet. So just repeat this all the way across until you have 2 chains left, and I will show you how to finish this row as well as move on to row 2. Okay, I've come to the end of my row and I have 2 chains left. When you have 2 chains left, you're going to skip 1 chain, and in the very last chain you're going to make a single crochet. So this is what your first row is going to look like. Your first row might curl up a little bit, just like mine, but don't worry, as you make more rows, it will even itself out. So to continue on to row 2, you're going to make 1 chain and turn. And in that very first single crochet, which is going to be right here, you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet. And you want to go underneath all those loops. So if you turn your work, you can see the 2 loops right here. You want to go underneath that entire stitch and make a single crochet and a double crochet in that very first stitch. Okay, next you're going to skip the next double crochet from the previous row, and in the single crochet you're going to single crochet and double crochet. So what I mean is your stitch right here is going to be your double crochet from the previous row. And if you pull your work apart a little bit, you can see this little gap right here. That's actually your single crochet. So what you're going to do is you're going to skip this double crochet right here, and in the next stitch, which is your single crochet, you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet. And you're going to repeat this across. So you're going to always skip that double crochet, and you're going to find that single crochet and make a single crochet and a double crochet, all in that same stitch. So again, skip the next double crochet, and in the single crochet after that, make a single crochet and a double crochet. Skip the next double crochet, and in the single crochet you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet. In the next stitch you're going to skip that double crochet, and in the single crochet after that you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet. And what this is essentially doing is it's offsetting your stitches. So when you look at your stitches, in one row it's going to go to the right or to the left, and then in the next row your stitch is going to move to the other side. So if you can see, your stitch in this first row is pointing this way, and then your stitch in the second row is pointing this way. So it provides a nice thick stitch, and it provides a beautiful texture to it. And again, this is called the suzette stitch or the thicket stitch. To me, it kind of reminds me of the blanket stitch a little bit. The only difference is, instead of making a single crochet and 2 double crochets into your stitch, is you're just making 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet. So it's kind of like maybe the beginning or the before stitches before the blanket stitch. But either way, it's still a very beautiful and very textured stitch, which, if you know me, you know I love a textured stitch, so this is perfect. Okay, so I'm coming up to the end of my row, and you're going to skip that double crochet right here, and in that single crochet you're just going to make a single crochet to end your row. And that's it. So you're going to repeat row 2 until your desired length. Again, my scarf measured about 60 inches long. You can always make this scarf as long as you like and as wide as you like by just making an even number of chains and then making your scarf as long as you'd like. So again, you're just going to chain 1 and turn, In that very first single crochet, you're going to single crochet and double crochet. Skip that double crochet, and in the single crochet after that, you're going to make a single crochet and a double crochet. And again, you're going to repeat this all the way across, and then you're going to repeat that row over and over again until your desired length. So let me work a couple more rows, and then I will show you how to weave in your ends and finish off your scarf. Okay, so I just finished my last stitch, and I went ahead and I cut my yarn, and let me just zoom up a little bit. And I cut my yarn. You want to leave a little bit of a tail, and then all you're going to do is yarn over and pull through, and then I just go ahead and tighten that a little bit. And then you're just going to get your tapestry needle. I'm just using a large blunt eye tapestry needle, and you're just going to get your yarn and insert it into your tapestry needle. And then I'm just going to weave it in between my stitches a few times. There's no right or wrong way to weave in your ends. You just want to make sure that your tail does not come out. And then when you weave in your ends, you don't want to pull it so tight where your end bunches up a little bit. You want to keep it a little bit loose to keep so the scarf keeps its shape. And like I said, I'm just going to go back and forth a few times just to really secure my tail. And you're going to do the same thing for the other tails in your scarf. Okay, then once you wove it in, you're just going to cut that yarn off, or cut that tail off. And again, you're going to do that for the same for the other tails. And this is basically it. So this is what the Winter Wonderland scarf looks like. And again, I used a very pretty and metallic yarn. And I really like how the texture of it came out. And I really enjoyed making this stitch a lot. I plan on using this stitch again in the future for probably a baby blanket or maybe another scarf or something like that. But I really liked how it came out, and I really like the metallic in it as well. So thank you so much for joining me today on how to make the Winter Wonderland scarf. And again, this is using the suzette stitch or the thicket stitch. I hope you enjoyed making this scarf, and plan on giving it to a family member or friend, or even keep it for yourself because it will be nice and warm. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see all future videos by me. And as always, if there's ever a video you would like to see me make, please leave me a comment in the comment section below. I love to hear from you. Alright everybody, have a great day. Bye.